Welcome to Think, React, Lead. I'm Dom Faussette, executive coach and leadership speaker. Today I have the fortunate pleasure, you know what, before I introduce him, how many of you, like me, are very front heavy in your business? Your social media, it looks great. I'm at Dom Faussette on Instagram, by the way. Your Facebook is great. Your LinkedIn profiles are great, but guess what? All you get is likes and the occasional comment, which oftentimes does not oftentimes, it totally doesn't translate into dollars. I've looked at your last 80 posts. I know it doesn't translate into dollars. I have a guy here today that's going to help us, you and I, translate what you're doing in the front end to match the back end. So it's not just business in the front, party in the back. It's party all the way around. So I got Jimmy Talbert here, co-founder of WHYnot Results, specializing in back-end business development to take everything you need to the bank. Jimmy, thanks for joining us today, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Man, so for selfish reasons, I'm excited to have you here. But tell us, I mentioned back end, and it sounds like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. He does. Can you provide us with a high-level overview into what your expertise actually is?
Sure. So my expertise really falls into the category of helping people work leads through their funnel and monetize on the traffic and the exposure that they get. Mm-hmm. And so you think about it, you mentioned people get likes and people's pages look good and people do all these things to get exposure, get traffic, right? But then when it comes down to actually converting a lead, just them into a lead and then progressing them through that funnel, that's where a lot of business owners just really don't they kind of fall short because it takes a lot of time and a lot of testing, a lot of expertise to kind of really dial things in, and it's a never-ending process of constantly tweaking and iterating to get what you need.
So when you say working a lead, like I'm old school, so when I think working a lead, I'm thinking you go to a networking event, you meet somebody, you get the card, you send them an email, they don't reply. You pick up the phone, you call them, they don't answer. You go back 3 months later, still no communication. And then it's awkward 6 months down the road when you see them at the next conference. Is that what you do?
Not exactly.
I didn't think so.
Not exactly
So given that example, how do you come in and simplify things?
So normally it starts by something that we call a marketing assessment. It's a process that I've done with clients over the last 8 years or so.
Okay.
Where we get really kind of uncomfortably narrow onto who it is that they target.
Right.
And what makes their audience move, and align that with what it is they sell and what they need to sell first and what they need to sell next and so on and so forth, to where we can then look at their overall process. So it really starts first dialing in on who that ideal client is.
Okay.
Who the best
niche,
the best client.
Market.
Yeah.
Okay. Your avatar, client avatar is what I've heard people say.
And most businesses are way too broad. So I always tell people get almost uncomfortably narrow, because you think about it, a brand that's being too broad is similar to someone who's trying to be a friend to everybody, and a friend to everybody sometimes is what, a friend to nobody?
Or
that's
a weirdo.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what can happen with a brand. Now, what happens when you become very focused on who you're targeting is then people will start fitting their expectations into your brand.
Okay, that makes sense.
I worked with a client a while back who did consulting for, and when I started talking to him, he said, well, I work with attorneys and accountants and this and that. And he listed 20 other services.
Of course.
And I said, well, who do you like working with? Who do you who's your best client? Mm-hmm. And he said, well, really, about 70% of who I work with are attorneys. And well, do you like working? Yeah, they appreciate what I do. We got into it. Okay, perfect. And we got into what they appreciate and everything. I won't bore you with those details right now. But the point was, then he started marketing straight to attorneys.
Okay.
And does that mean that accountants didn't still come to him and other people who had similar needs? No, because they know that they have the same needs.
Right.
It's just a matter of getting really, really focused on who it is that they target and being able to then build what makes those people move through the funnel. You build content
That
around the
makes sense.
types of people that.
And it actually makes, and I'm bringing this up because you mentioned content, it makes your videos easier. It makes your copy easier. And then you're known for a thing.
Right. That's
a
right.
thing or two. That's it.
That's
right? I'm
all
not
we
gonna
need right now.
Not who wants to go to the mechanic that makes nachos and hamburgers, and, right? And is a veterinarian.
Yeah.
Like not me. You mentioned traffic. Can you just when you say traffic, what does traffic mean?
So traffic, I'm really painting that with a fairly broad stroke.
Okay, fair enough.
There's online traffic and offline
Right.
traffic, obviously. So for the sake of the show, we'll talk about online.
I like it. That's where we're at. We're online.
Yeah.
Not doing lines. But anyways.
And so, a good one. And so when we're talking about that, I think of, in my mind, all the different social media mediums
That's traffic.
as their own search engines.
Yeah, okay.
And their own, their own places, and that's traffic because it's exposure to your business. And so, and then you can get into paid versus organic and things like that as
Okay.
well. But for the sake of talking about organic, it's about trying to attract that ideal client in with content that they're going to relate to and that they're
like
going to
it.
potentially want to share and build your brand that way.
I like that. And you talk about exposure. And I know one of the struggles that a lot of us, when I say us, I'm talking coaches, consultants, right? Everybody in that space, like I said, who is front end heavy, there's the rule of thumb, and I don't know if you agreed to this mantra, if you will, but who gets seen the most wins. Whoever gets seen the most wins. And it sounds like you automate a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I do agree with that to a certain degree.
Okay.
But at the same time, then it's once you've attracted the right exposure,
Mm-hmm.
then it's about having that lead magnet that is again appealing,
Okay.
and is at a low barrier of entry
Got it.
with a high perceived value.
Okay.
Which is where a lot of the time you see people where they're only asking for name and email, right? Well, then that's where the funnel comes in
You're
to
right.
be able to progress them through and work them through that process.
Okay, so your system, when I get all these emails from people, they're typically using a system like the one you use. Like I get the same email comes in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Like that's a way.
That's definitely one way to do it.
Okay.
But I think in today's social day and age, it's even more important, again, to then complement those touch points
Okay.
with other mediums, which is where other videos and things like that on.
Within the email? Or where are these videos going?
No, on your social media. So
Got
being
it,
able
got
to
it.
hit
Okay,
them,
okay.
They may ignore your email. Let's
Of
be honest,
course,
email's
I
not as
do.
effective as it used to be.
It's not. I got 5,000 emails right now that I haven't checked.
But if you're sitting in the airport, you might sit there and scroll through the Facebook videos or the YouTube videos
Right.
and go through those things. Scroll through your Instagram and take a look at those things.
Okay. So do you? And I'm asking because I don't know. Are you guys creating? I say you guys, people that do what you do. Are you creating content, or you're just making the content seen to more people?
So both.
Okay.
I guess is
Okay.
the way to put that. So one thing that we do, we create what we call seasons of content.
I like that.
With our clients, and I'll give you an example. A couple weeks ago, we filmed 8 hours total. So
That's a lot of filming.
but I mean, it wasn't 8 hours of end result. It was 8
Okay.
hours, in the studio. So it's
Got it.
4 one day. So afternoon one day, morning the next.
Okay.
Right. But that gave us 9 episodes that ranged from 15 minutes to almost 30 minutes.
Okay.
When we broke down each one as well, we got anywhere from, I think, 6 videos out of the others to up to, I think we had one with 14 breakout videos from
And where
the
are the
longer
videos
version
going?
one. Well, all these are going on across your different social
Okay,
channels. So
okay.
it gives a business the ability to have a ton of content.
I like that.
8 hours in the studio is a long time.
Right, but you break
But
it
if
up.
you only had to do that every 9 months,
Yeah, you're solid.
you're in
Right.
good shape. And then you get
Okay.
the transcript, and you get the podcast, you get the
blog,
create quotes off
Right.
of from
Okay.
from it, and it's just about being able to always be there on all these channels. So
Okay.
we were able to influence actually more than 360 different touch points throughout a funnel from the original 8 hours of recording or 9 episodes.
I like that. So when I hear, and I know you like to hunt, it's the difference between what I'm doing, which is a slug, and what you're doing is a bird shot. Slug, one round goes down range. Bird shot hits a bunch of, goes everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. One of the struggles that I have found as a coach, and this is a shared struggle that many of us in this industry have, is knowing who to trust. Now, you've been in the industry for give or take 10 years, but how'd you get started?
So I actually started, almost a decade ago, working with a company called Infusionsoft, which is here in the Phoenix area, and it was really impactful to me to work with a company that grew from less than 100 people when I got there to probably 750 or so when I left.
Wow. Okay.
A
little bit of a growth.
Big time growth.
That's great for a CEO.
But it was good. It was good for a lot of people. But more impactful than that was we worked exclusively with small businesses and entrepreneurs.
I like it.
And so I was able to consult literally thousands of different businesses and work with them on their process and everything. And literally all day that was
your
what
job.
I was doing.
40 hours a week plus, you were knocking it out.
And doing it for my clients for years. And then when I moved over to marketing, doing it for our company to see a lot of that growth as well.
Oh, wow.
And so, it was an exciting journey. Wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Not.
So
Maybe if you did, we wouldn't be sitting here having a conversation. And not that you wouldn't be of value to what you bring into the show, but I like to hear somebody say that they've been doing it for as long as you have, because you've already done the testing. You've already seen what doesn't work, what does work, and you're almost so entrenched into it that you're passionate about it. Which I can pick that up. What's next for Jimmy Talbert?
Well, that's one of the reasons that I departed out was to just work with my partner Mario on the business that we're doing right now.
I met him, real nice guy.
With WHYnot Results and being able to bring that content to a lot of small businesses, a lot of entrepreneurs. I think, in my opinion, a lot of systems and things like that are getting easier and easier to use.
Technology
in general, getting more user friendly for everyone, which is great, right? Which also means that some softwares I'm kind of agnostic to. I'm loyal to a couple brands, but softwares in general,
I like it.
I'm agnostic to. But a common theme still over the last, always, but with that getting better, what's not getting better a lot of time is people's content. These other areas that people need to be working with the way that they want to grow it.
So instead of just being I do not like this word, influencer, but actually being a business owner.
Right.
Awesome. I love it. Well, you guys heard it here from Jimmy Talbert, co-founder of WHYnot Results, and all things awesome, specific to business development and your back end, taking what you're doing up front and making it make sense in the bank or the back end. So when we come back, what we're going to talk about is how does somebody contact this guy and what's the process looks like. Again, I'm Dom Faussette with Think React lead executive coach and leadership speaker, and I'll see you on the other side.